Welcome back. You're watching Morning Live. Thank you for choosing to stay with us. Now, the 4th annual Oliver and Adelaide Tambo Liberation Walk celebrates the life of two of Africa's most famous freedom fighters, Oliver Reginald and his wife Adelaide Tambo. The Liberation Walk is held annually during the first weekend of October under the theme Education Liberates. To tell us more about the walk, we are joined by Mavuso Msimang, who is the CEO of the Oliver Adelaide Tambo Foundation. Sir, good morning and welcome.
Morning, Sam, and morning to your viewers.
Just for our viewers that don't know, give us a brief background of the work the foundation does and how this walk ties into it.
The foundation was set up about 3 years ago. Its objective is to promote the legacy of Oliver and Adelaide Tambo. Tambo, of course, is better known as the longest-serving president of the African National Congress. He led the organization during its difficult times in exile for 30 years and came back to hand over to the democratically elected leaders in South Africa. He had a stroke at the time. His wife, Adelaide Tambo, was in her own right a freedom fighter. She was very active in international movement, rallying support for the struggle in South Africa. So the foundation aims to promote these values, the values of hard work, liberation, democracy, and all of that.
And this Liberation Walk, I mean, the theme is Education Liberates. It's a walk, it's for everybody to join, but there's an underlying message here that's quite powerful.
Yeah, absolutely. The aim of the walk, of course, is to attract all South Africans across the whole cultural, class, whatever spectrum, all South Africans, young and old, participate in these walks. Education is the central theme. Last year we had 10,000 feet for education, inviting as many as 5,000 and more people to come in support of liberation. The thing is, Tambo believed very strongly that without education, you would really not get anywhere as a nation. So it's important at a time when nation building is so central to our objectives that we focus on getting the youth to go to school and for other people to educate themselves.
Let's just get into some of the details for the actual walk very quickly. And I've got it here on your tab in front of me. We're talking about a 5-kilometer walk. There is a born-free walk that's 5 kilometers. Just give me a breakdown of what we can expect on the day.
On the day, there is the walk itself is hosted by the Ekurhuleni Metropolitan Municipality in association with Oliver Tambo International Airport. Tambo lived in Benoni, so Ekurhuleni have adopted him. Ekurhuleni, you know, the airport was renamed to Oliver Tambo International Airport. On the morning of the 4th of October, people will assemble at the international airport. For some, they'll start there to do the 5-kilometer and the 10-kilometer walk. And others will start for the 21-kilometer walk at run at the Drisnemand precinct in Kempton Park. People come in there. The 5-kilometer walk is the type that people like myself can do quite
And like myself too.
No,
you
would have to come in at 10 kilometers.
No, we're pushing it. I'll join you.
Yeah, but there is a route that has been charted. And this year, what we intend to do, by the way, this being the 20th year of our freedom in South Africa, we've selected 20 notable achievements by the nation post-1994, and these will be displayed at the precinct for everybody to see. It's a number of very interesting post-1994 developments.
Very quickly, just some of the lessons, the discussions that's come out of this walk, things that you've learned because you started hosting this walk.
What we've learned is that there is a strong appetite for healthy living among South Africans. One is seeing people whose ages range really from 5, 6 years to older, more ancient than myself, taking an active part. What we've learned is that South Africans from all races actually are interested in walking, in taking, participating in exercises that promote good health. We also find that people have a very central interest in education in our country. You know, it's sometimes embattled with all sorts of comments about how it could be improved and so on. There is a strong desire for education to take the nation, to be managed in a manner that will take the nation to much higher levels of achievement.
One of the things we released yesterday was the crime stats, and it's been such a hot potato at the moment. We also forget that these walks bring families, communities back out onto the streets, don't we?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. You put it even much better than myself. You know, these walks gather people, you know, the preoccupation of the people with well, you know, I wouldn't say we're preoccupied with things that don't matter. Crime is absolutely serious, but when people find time to do creative things, healthy things, participate in those things, it has an impact on other aspects of negative aspects of life. I mean, healthy living is an absolute must for everybody, and it can be achieved. It doesn't really cost money. It requires a little bit of setting aside time. So this and many other activities are what actually constitute the positive side of South Africans, and they come to these things in their thousands.
So we're going to leave it there, but thank you very much for joining us here in the studio. And you might just see me on that walk, by the way.
I challenge you.
Mahbub Simang is the CEO of the Oliver Adelaide Tambo Foundation, speaking to us about the 4th annual Oliver and Adelaide Tambo Liberation Walk taking place on Saturday the 4th. That's October 2014. Also, just a quick details for you quickly. If you want to go onto the Twitter handle, I should say, it's at Tambo Walk. You can also log on to Facebook. It's Tambo Liberation Walk to find out more details. Maybe you want to take your family. We take an ad break.